Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to be creating some spring DIYs and we're going to start with a bird's nest wreath. So believe it or not, I have never made a clothespin wreath before, and so I decided to try one out. I picked up 2 packages of clothespins at Dollar Tree and then some of my favorite spray paint. I am outside spraying these. They are in a box. I just give them one really good coat and then I shake up the box and can continue that process for about 4 coats. It does take quite a while for these to dry, especially since I live in a colder climate, and they weren't totally all the way dry when I went to start to assemble this wreath. But that is okay. Not all of them have the same coverage of spray paint either, but we're going to dry brush them in a few minutes, and so it really doesn't matter if some of the clothespins are more saturated with the spray paint than others. So we're going to attach these to the wreath form. This is a 12-inch wreath form from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to attach them to the bottom 2 metal pieces of the wreath. So it takes about 12 clothespins to go from each section, or in each section, and so it does take the full 2 packages of clothespins to complete this wreath. So once I get all of the clothespins onto the wreath, then I'm going to take some white acrylic paint. This is just paint that I had on hand, and a chippy brush, and I'm going to dry brush around the entire wreath. So this is so much easier having them attached to the wreath than trying to dry brush them individually. It goes really fast. Once I get that all dry brushed, then I'm going to set it aside to let it dry a little bit, and I'm going to work on the bird's nest. So for the bird's nest, I took a styrofoam ball that I picked up at Walmart. This styrofoam ball was the medium-sized styrofoam ball. They have like a large one, and then they have like a smaller one. I went for the medium size. I didn't quite cut it in half. It's about 1/3 of the styrofoam ball, and I did shave off the bottom, and then I'm going to take out the inside of the styrofoam ball. So once I have that all out, I'm going to take some Spanish moss. This is one that I had on hand. They do sell it at the Dollar Tree. They also sell it at Hobby Lobby, and it does go on sale pretty regularly. You can also pick it up on Amazon, and I will link a link down in my description box for the Amazon product. So then you're just going to take your desired amount, put some hot glue on your styrofoam, and then glue your Spanish moss into it. Spanish moss is messy, so you definitely want to have some kind of container or something down on your surface so that you can have easy cleanup. But you're just going to do the inside, then I flipped it over to the outside, and then I flipped it on its side and just filled in any kind of white pieces from the styrofoam that were there, because you don't want any of the white to be showing. Once I have that all covered, then I went ahead and put it onto the wreath. I am taking some eggs that I had left over in my stash. I believe these came from Hobby Lobby. The Dollar Tree also sells some similar eggs. They also have some sparkly eggs if you'd rather have sparkly eggs. I just went ahead and glued them into the wreath, and then I made a bow. If you've been following me for my last few videos, I tried out a new bow technique, and I will have the video down in my description box of the full tutorial of how I made the bow. But I made this bow without wired ribbon, and the technique worked just as well, so I was super excited for that. I just absolutely love this bow, and it's super easy. So I just make it into 3 sections, attach it together with a zip tie, and then I dovetailed the ends, and I'm just going to hot glue it to the clothespins right above the nest, and then this wreath is complete. I think this turned out absolutely adorable. I love it's simple, and it just has like a really fun farmhouse look. So let me know down in the comments if you liked this one or not. So today's video is part of a spring fling collab, and I am collaborating with some of my friends, and we are bringing you some really fun spring DIYs. So make sure you go down to my description box and click on the playlist so you can check out their videos as well. I'll also have a link to each one of their channels. If you go over and watch their videos, make sure you let them know that I sent you. Our next project is a country carrot sign. I thought that this would be super cute to make. So what I did was I just took some poster board and I created a carrot template. I have the actual carrot part, and then I had a separate or 3 separate pieces actually for the carrot stem. So I picked out some scrapbook paper that I just had on hand, and I'm going to cut out the pieces for our sign. So for the carrot piece, I actually am using a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I laid it diagonally so that I could get one full cutout of the carrot. And then I used the green carrot pieces just to cut out. They're small enough that you will have leftover paper. I'm taking a Dollar Tree sign, and I'm just going to use some antique Waverly wax, and I'm going to cover the back of this sign. This is one of the Halloween signs, but they have these out for every season. They're just the long wooden signs over in the sign department. So if you're new, I have a lot of new crafters to my channel. When you use antique Waverly wax, you're just going to paint it on and then take a paper towel and rub it off. So I also got this piece of wood from the Crafter Square area. I just cut it down to be the width of the Dollar Tree sign. I was able to get 3 pieces out of it. I'm only going to use 2 pieces. I'm going to hot glue those to the top and to the bottom of our sign. Once I have those glued on, then I'm just going to take some Mod Podge and the cutouts that I already had done with my scrapbook paper, and I'm going to attach those to the board. So I do go ahead and do Mod Podge on the back of the scrapbook paper, and then I do go ahead and cover it again on the front with some Mod Podge, and then I use some water just to kind of, I use a spray bottle and spray it on there and just kind of to get any of the wrinkles out. I find that my subscribers told me to do that, and I do find that works really well to get the bubbles out of it. So once I do the carrot part first, and then I go back and do the top of the carrot, and then I'm going to add a bow here, so it really doesn't matter if you put the top of the carrot or like the carrot green parts over the orange paper or under the orange paper. It really doesn't matter because you're going to cover it up with a bow. So once I get that all on there, I made another one of these bows that I like to make. I made this one a little bit smaller to see if the technique worked the same way, and it totally did. So again, I'm obsessed, I know. But I just made I made 2 bundles, and then I used zip tied those together, and then I dovetailed the ends, and then this project is complete. I think it turned out absolutely adorable. You can hang it outside or inside, and it's definitely unique and has a really fun farmhouse look. If you're liking today's video and the content, don't forget to go down and hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. And you can also follow me on my other socials, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I would love to have you over there as well. For our last project, we're going to be making a spring floral arrangement, and this is a super easy project. I'm going to take a vase from the Dollar Tree and then a paper towel holder. I measured the paper towel holder to be the size of the vase, and then it was a little too wide to fit any of my filler in there, so I just cut the paper towel holder in half, wound it around a little bit, and then used some hot glue to glue it in place. I want to still have a hole there big enough to fit any of my greenery that I'm going to put in, but I needed to make it a little bit smaller so that I can fit the filler around it. You could use tape here too if you didn't want to use hot glue. Once I get it into the vase, then I'm just going to go around the paper towel holder with my vase filler. This vase filler came from the Dollar Tree, and it was just some that I had left over, but I did see it out this year again. It is the spring or Easter vase filler. So I'm going to go ahead, fill the entire vase up with that, and then I am ready to add in some florals. So for my florals, I decided to use some lamb's ear. I'm only using 1 bundle from Walmart, and then I had these pink and white lilies that I had also gotten at the Dollar Tree, and I thought that would look really pretty together. So I just layered in my lamb's ear first. I kept my bundles of my lilies together, and I just kind of bent the end and then put them all together in a bundle into the paper towel holder. I flared them out and made them look full so that you don't want to see any of the paper towel holder. You can see a tiny bit underneath the florals, but if you can get it covered up, you want to cover it up. And then this is how it turned out. I think it's adorable. I had been holding on to these lilies for quite some time, and I really love how they actually ended up turning out. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the projects, and like I said, this is part of a collab, so don't forget to go down and go to the description box and find the playlist so you can check out the other ladies' videos. As always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start, and I will see you in my next video.